Hello, how are you? It's Craig. It's me. It's Craig. It's me. It's me. It's Craig. Fludded. How are you? So, guess what happened? You'll never guess. There was something called the Superbowl happened yesterday, and they have ad breaks, and I think that a lot of people watch just for the ads. But they played a teaser for the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. So this is obviously a story about the forging of the rings, right? I mean, I've been stupid, but this is on Amazon Prime, and they've spent $1 billion or something similar on just making this first series. There's going to be 8 episodes. Episode 1 will land on your laptop on the 2nd of September, and episode 2 will land on your tablet on the 9th of September, 2022. Assuming there's 8 episodes, I don't know, an hour long each. Is that like less, 45 minutes? About 50 hours worth of material here. So my fingers are crossed. Everything is crossed that they're not going to pad it out with lots of chat, which is obviously the temptation. We see it there's a new show just started called Reacher. And if you watch that, you'll notice that there's like maybe four locations or so. And they will have quite lengthy scenes in each location, which all adds to the ticking clock, the duration of the show. And although it's actually a very good show, I did think it felt a bit cheap to me because I felt claustrophobic. I was just in these few locations. I didn't feel it was very actiony. So that is what can happen if you start doing that, padding it out. But what we saw was actually, it looks like it's going to be quite good because, just load it up here, because we got, oops, I'm jumping the gun. We got this, and I think this looks quite good, don't you? I've done a little bit of a mirror thing on the bottom of the image, so just ignore the bottom of the screen. That's me. But yeah, the main image there, I don't know what places this is. And I'm not a Lord of the Rings type person. I'll do my level best, but I don't know places. I don't know your. I didn't even know the word lower. I say your. But we have this character here. Now, I believe this is called a Harfoot. This character, this species of person. Is that a person? I don't know. Looks like a person. They have hazel nuts in their hair. That's all I know about them. And I reckon she's talking to Lenny Henry. And I don't know who the actor is that plays this, but they're in rags. All feels very Midsummer Night's Dream to me. Here is a very cold place, very inhospitable. It doesn't want you to go there. It's like, I don't want people to come here, so I'm going to be very ragged and rugged and cold, and here's some water to kill you if you get caught in it. But no, nowhere's too difficult to get to for our hero, Galadriel, played by Morfydd Clark. She was born in Sweden, hence the blue eyes and blonde hair, no doubt. But she's Welsh, so she is, and she's 31 years old, and she's kind of like wearing this raggedy chainmail. Which I think is probably really wool. And it looks pretty good. I like how she's got this almost like Arabian headscarf on. She's got the chainmail under there. But it's all rags. It's all a bit, I don't know, hard-bitten sort of warrior look. And for some reason, she's in silver and grey. It'll be interesting to see if any of the other characters are. She's got like a bow on her back, I think. And she's using a knife to climb this this thing. There's actually 3 people. If you watch the teaser, there's 3 people behind her following her. So whether she's trying to escape them or they're with her, I don't know. But this is going to be quite interesting. This is Galadriel was played by Cate Blanchett in Peter Jackson's version. So we're used to seeing the character as like this very princessy, very demure, graceful, very feminine character who can kind of communicate very slow and calm and totally centered. And what we've got here is somebody who's screaming and yelling and climbing stuff and doing stuff like that on the back of a horse. So it's a very different presentation of, I guess, the origin story for Galadriel. And it all looks quite good. I mean, I think the armor, I don't know, that armor and that horse is actually going to be very effective, but it kind of looks quite good. I'm not sure why she's got to be different from everybody else. So we shall find out, I'm sure, when we see it. This is not CGI, by the way. I kind of like that as well. I like how the horizon's not quite right. And there she is. I'm not entirely convinced this armor is metal. I'm not getting the metal from it yet, but it's probably rubber or foam. But we shall... I'm being too critical. We know nothing yet. And then we meet this guy. This is Elrond. And again, I always thought that the elves were very centered people. And here we're seeing the beginning of their arc, I guess. And he is wearing a very Shakespearean-looking costume. It's a very theatre look to it. And behind him, I think there's dwarves behind him who are all clashing tankards together and are partying, essentially. And he's having a moment to himself. And I think he's got his hand on the hilt of a sword there. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if there's something in the rock, the significance of the rock as well. This actor is Robert Arameo, and he's from Hull in East Yorkshire, which is 20 minutes that way out my window. So it's a Hull lad. So he talks a bit like this. All right, lads. Hey up now. Now then, I'm Elrond. That's how he talks. But I bet he doesn't. I bet he's like, hello, I'm Elrond. I was chuffed that he was that I found out he was from Hull. I'm quite pleased with my journalism. I don't know who this guy is, but I think he's some sort of kingy, princey type fella. So I'm just going to skip on past. I don't know who this is either. But again, the rags, a very similar look to Galadriel. But he's got his weapons. He's got his arrows on his back and his bows on his back. And he's holding a torch up to this creature, which I think is a cave troll or an ice troll. You can see the ice on its back, and there's a big icicle there on the left. And I think that looks fantastic in the teaser. It's certainly pretty impressive. I was convinced that this was not a nice creature, and certainly something to be worried about. So because he's made of ice, maybe this is why the fire is the best weapon against it. And then we have just, there's your friendly-faced dwarf. And I'm liking the look of him. He looks like a dwarf to me, what you expect from a Lord of the Rings dwarf. And there he is. I wonder if Peter Dinklage is going to be complaining. We shall find out. Now, this is like really interesting because I've just found out what this woman's doing. This is Sophia Nomvet. She's playing a character called Disa. She's got a British agent, so I assume she's British. Also, if you go to her Twitter account, which is linked to from her Internet Movie Database, her last tweet was like 2017. Wise girl, don't tweet. I think she was tweeting for an apartment. She said, anyone want to share a flat somewhere in London? Now, the female dwarves is something we've not seen before. My understanding is that they tend to stay inside a lot. I'm also heard that they're supposed to have beards and be indistinguishable from male dwarves, but that's obviously not the case here. There's no beard that I can see, but there could be sideboards coming down the side. I'm not sure. Certainly a lot of facial hair. It looks like there's hair in the back of the hand there to me. So I think hair is a thing here. And she's actually singing, I believe. She's singing, which is something that they do in order to try and work out where not to dig, or where to dig and where not to dig for their gold and their treasures and their gems. So I think that's what she's doing, which is cool. I think that's kind of new. I don't think that's a Tolkien thing, but I love the idea of it. That she's kind of like, because it gives you a sense that, the women and the men work together to achieve their wealth. Because the dwarves, of course, very wealthy species race, if you like. So she's cool. And then here's some old dwarves with long beards. I think they're dwarves. And they are smashing open a rock. Or is it a meteor? Who knows? And they're smashing it open. Presumably there's something in there that they're all very keen to see. And then we meet this guy. This is an actor. His name is Ismael Cruz Cordova. And the character's called Aronder. He's 34 years old, this actor. And here he's actually grabbing an arrow that's just about to go into that guy lying on the ground there. So he's just saved that guy's life. So he's already a hero. We've seen arrows being grabbed before in the Marvel universe, haven't we? But here we're seeing it happening now in the Lord of the Rings universe. He then fires the arrow back. And I noticed in this shot, he's got these amazing, like, bluey green eyes. And I just thought, that is cool. I thought it was an effect. But the actress actually looks like that. I've heard that on the Nerdrotics channel, they were having a pop at the hair and saying, oh, where's the barbers? They got barbers now, have they? And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, weren't all the hobbits shaven? They didn't have beards or mustaches. So presumably there are barbers. So I guess the elves must have barbers. There's no facial hair. I guess they could grow hair. I don't know. What a silly thing to worry about. I think he looks good. He fires his arrow and saves the day. And then it does a clever cut that makes you think, oh, he's firing a fire arrow, but he isn't. This is, I think, a meteor falling from the sky in the teaser, and it's falling to the ground. And is this its landing, I wondered. And if it is landing, can you just see in the middle there, there's a figure on his knees with his hands outstretched. Who's that? Who would come out of a meteor? What's that all about? Or is somebody trying to be killed? What's happening? But then this person's getting pulled out of this, I guess this is the same space, and they're pulling them out. Now, who could these two be? Who's likely to be popping into the world, coming out from something resembling hell? I immediately thought this must be Saruman and Saruman or Sauron. So I don't know. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? The witches, the wizards, the grey white wizards, the white wizards, are they? I don't know. That's who I immediately thought this was. And then we got this guy here who's in chains and he's yielding some axes or an axe, and he's about to cause some serious damage to somebody. And he seems to have this incredible ability to leap. So there's some sort of slavery thing going on here. Very interesting. Don't know what that's about. And then we hear, apparently there are orcs in this shot. I haven't seen them. I'd have to watch it again. Again, the shots were very, very short. But here's the character here. I don't know who the character is. Fletcher, played by an actor called something Fletcher, I think. And I just like it because you can see the lovely gold and the, you can see the elven armor. Looks really cool. I hope it gets sold as real. It doesn't look like rubber. I thought that the orcs in Peter Jackson's, their armor always looked very rubbery. And there's a wall. So that's it, really. That is what has happened. The teaser is out. You can go to their YouTube channel, Amazon Prime YouTube channel, to watch your own HD version of it. Sorry, I couldn't play any of it. There's music and all sorts, and the last thing we want to do is get flagged. But I'm interested to see this. I'm fingers crossed it's going to be good. I hope that they're just going to play it straight and give it to us, give us some good stories. Hopefully they won't pad it out too much to try and fill 50 hours with lots of blah. That's my biggest fear with these things. So give us stories, give us twists and turns, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. All my details are down there as well, or you can get me on Twitter. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And until next time, take care. Cheerio.